Friends, today I would like to clarify my stance regarding the differences between the whatever machinery that Vivekananda founded and started to fulfill the purpose of Sri Ramakrishna's avatara. I am going to explain. Sri Ramakrishna, the purpose of Sri Ramakrishna's avatara, or any avatara for that matter, is to remove dukkha from all the world. Whole humanity, when it is suffering, if it is suffering, then the avatara happens on this planet. So, especially this avatara, because the Rakshasas like Ravana or Kamsa, such Rakshasas are not seen in Kali Yuga. Sanshaya Rakshasa, the doubt, that is a demon, and also Brahma, Bhranti, Maya, all these are demons. We are not able to see Jnana, have Jnana, and therefore, once Jnana Vitarana happens, then we can all attain sustainable happiness. This is the purpose of avatarahood. It cannot complete in one lifetime. Sri Ramakrishna led the message of his spread through Vivekananda, and Vivekananda started a machinery that is supposed to continue the work that they wanted to do. Vivekananda clearly stated that I may find it good to leave this body like a worn out cloth, but I will continue to work till the whole world recognizes that it is one with God. Now, so which means the work will continue, it will have to progress till the whole world knows it is one with God. So, definitely, if it is not about humanity, Vivekananda would not have started anything, any machinery. We have to understand that the only purpose of machinery is to lift up the whole humanity into sustainable happiness level. Now there is intermittent happiness, but we need continuous happiness and harmony everywhere. Please excuse my handwriting. My handwriting is like this only. I cannot help it. Next time I will try to use capital letters only. In the black ink, whatever I have written, that is what is happening already. And I am very, very happy that it is happening. In the red ink, what I wrote is not happening. It has to happen. That is my position. In the blue ink, there are clarifications. Okay. So, in the black ink, whatever has been written, this is a method of spiritual progress that is already there even before Vivekananda and Ramakrishna. But Vivekananda and Ramakrishna have made it possible for that to happen in a particular methodical fashion. So, definitely there is improvement in that also. The kind of environment that is required for people of Kali Yuga, people of much weaker constitutions. Earlier individuals were like stalwarts. Now the people who are coming in the society, we know for various reasons they are weaker as individuals. But for them also, unless you have good facilities, etc., they cannot undergo all these spiritual practices properly. This kind of environment helps all these people to do these things. So generally by spiritual practices, what we mean is these things, the things that we have written in black ink. I'll read them out. Bhajans, meditation, prayer, contemplation, solitude, sentiments, rituals, satsang, scriptural study, running service activity, and publishing and studying the great literature, scriptures and other great literature. So these activities are happening. I'm very happy about it. That should continue. I agree. But along with that, we need those red activities mentioned in the red ink. Now, in the blue lines, like for example, these 4 activities and sentiments and satsang and scriptural study, these things can happen even without society's money. So they are continuing. Apart from that, running service organizations, publications, and rituals and solitude. These are all obtained by money and solitude, because unless you have many acres of land and you have built your own buildings and all of that, without that, generally solitude is very difficult in this kind of world today that we are living in. And rituals, etc., all of these things are for society only and for with society's money. All the service activities, schools, colleges, hospitals, and such other facilities and institutions, language teaching institutions, or personality development institutions, all these happen, libraries, all of this for society only, done by society's money only. It is society's resources going back to society, that is through us, that is happening, which I'm very happy about. There is no objection to that. Now, what is not happening in a significant way, you can say it is only 10% may be happening, but 90% not happening. What are those things, those activities? Seeing God alone with open eyes too. Now, when you close your eyes in meditation, you see God. When you go to temple, you see God. This is preliminary according to Vivekananda. This is just preliminary. This is like kindergarten of religion. But if you are not able to see God with your open eyes, then what are you? Then you have not progressed much, right? That has to be taken care of. That has to be focused upon in a very serious way. And taking up responsibility of the whole world. No, I'm sorry. We are not able to take up the responsibility of the whole world. We are able to take up responsibility of ourselves, the people within our fold, and it is like just like a sect. I'm not saying it is a sect, but I have asked the senior monks when I was hesitating to call this a sect. They said, "No, don't hesitate. It is a sect. Definitely, it is a sect." Vivekananda would have been very, very unhappy if, and all his life, he was very afraid that people would make this a sect, but it has already become a sect. I'm not saying this, senior monks told me. So, we as sects, we cannot take the responsibility of the whole world. So, we don't have that capacity. See, having capacity, capacity can be built later on if we don't have capacity. A competence, we have to build competence. That is also doable. But having the intention, do we have the intention to take up the whole responsibility of the world? That is the question. No, we don't have any intention. I have not seen any such intention. And people will admit also clearly that no, we have no obligation to take up the whole responsibility of the whole world. Whereas Sri Ramakrishna has come to this earth, the purpose of Avatara is to take up the responsibility of the whole world, uplift it to a level where all the world, all the humanity is to rise up to a level of sustainable happiness and harmony. For that, Vivekananda set in motion a machinery. That was his expectation also, that we would do this. And as part of it, at that point of time when Vivekananda was alive, before 1902, at that point of time, the society required these schools, colleges, hospitals, such other, relief activities, rehabilitation activities, and so many such other activities. We have done that. But that was then, before 1902, when we were under British and when Kolkata was India's capital. How many of you remember Kolkata was India's capital? I think before 1911, Kolkata was India's capital. So, which means we don't remember those times at all. But in those times, that was the norm. What happened afterwards, once independence has come, we have self-governance, our style of thinking changed, our society has changed. At that point of time, there needed mega institutions, mega schools, mega hospitals, etc. And government subsidized them and government helped us and government wanted our help also. So we did it. Okay, fine. That was another stage of maintaining, building and maintaining that thing. Now, in the 21st century, if we don't run hospitals, is there any dearth of hospitals in the society? No. Okay, you may say that we do it for service purpose and therefore not very commercial. Therefore, let them run. But after so many years of running, can we not appoint people who are very good devotees but not monks, who can take care and direct these organizations? Should monks sit as doctors, hostel wardens, and nurses, or such activities? Should monks themselves be directly involved in these activities? While on the other hand, we say that there is great dearth of monks. How many people can become monk? Monk is a very rare thing, etc. All of that. So such rare resources, do we really want to let them be engaged in these activities? That the other doctors, if monks are not doctors, others are there as doctors. If monks are not wardens, there will be other paid people who can be wardens. If monks need not be clerks, monks need not be storekeepers, monks need not be so many things. Okay, Pujari, we can understand. Sri Ramakrishna's pujari, it is good to be for a monk. That is a different reason. But all the other things can be done through people who are married and who are actually little more practical. We can therefore be directors and have a directorial role and not directly involved and waste our time in those activities. So my point is that in the 21st century we need to focus more on gnanadana than annadana, vidyadana, upadhidana, etc. Because that stage, the society has crossed that stage and the society is developing. We will continue to doing these activities in the black, mentioned in the black ink, but we do it. I mean, not all. These are spiritual practices in the service activity, etc. What I'm trying to say is we continue to render these services, but our involvement, direct involvement, will be only directorial roles. And the whole responsibility of the world, if we take, there are so many problems we are not even touching. Those responsibilities, once we are taking those responsibilities, then we will be able to do this, be in the directorial roles instead of being directly engaged and wasting our time, money, energy, and attention all on these regular jobs. Now, what the monism expressed as harmony around. Monism means Advaita. Vivekananda very clearly told Advaita, when it is expressed, manifested in this world, it becomes harmonious. I mean, it can be translated as harmony. If we are not developing harmony in all dimensions of the society, all over the world, everywhere, in politics, in economics, in society, in culture, in arts, in families, in individuals, etc. In all dimensions, we have to be able to have a method and teach that method, and not just teach but also provide facility for people and build models wherein such harmony is seen. It is proved that people can see the proof of such harmony existing with their own eyes, and they should be able to come and join such society or such community that we have built or such models that we have built, and live for some time, 1 year, 2 years, and then understand and try to build more societies like that, more models like that in the world. Solutions for materialistic problems too. See, we have solutions. We are trying to say that mukti is a spiritual solution that we want. There are spiritual problems, and there is mukti or moksha is the spiritual solution. Okay, God realization is the spiritual solution that we have for all the problems. Okay, what about material problems? People are now suffering with material problems, right? See, people are not able to relate with each other. They have to live with other people. People are not able to relate properly. They don't know what a relationship is. So what is the solution for relationships that we are giving through in the name of Vivekananda and Ramakrishna? What is the proper education? Like, it should be able to, we should be able to teach these relationship problems and the solution for those relationship problems, sincere ones, honest, and solutions that are sustainable and permanent in nature. Like we teach mathematics, science in classrooms, we should be able to teach them. That is also part of Ramakrishna's work on this earth. That is also part, because relationships are there, obviously there. Everywhere they are there. Do we have that kind of knowledge? And did we develop such models and knowledge that we can rationally teach people? And not just with words, but do we have models wherein we show people, we show hundreds of people living in those models to the world, and say that the only thing the world has to do is come see our model, living model that we are living in, and if you like it, if you understand that there are no problems here, every kind of problem is solved here, then live and understand this model, and then go to your place and start one more, and therefore just duplication and expansion is the only work that is left on the world. Do we have such models? No, we don't. Is it part of Ramakrishna's purpose of avatara, purpose of coming down? Avatarana means coming down. Yes, it is. Because without that, is it possible for us to bring harmony to the whole world? No, it is not. Then we should be able to do this. It's not that we will do what we like. We have to be able to do what is right, what is required. Even though it is difficult, even though it may be not just difficult, it may be inconvenient to us, right? It may not be traditional. So what? Vivekananda wore stitched cloths. Vivekananda crossed Kalapani, what they say is oceans. Okay, these things are all banned according to tradition. So Vivekananda is a tradition breaker in most of the cases. So we never stuck to tradition. So don't talk about traditions when you say that these are not our goals, etc. All of that. It's not your goal, it is Ramakrishna's goal. Now it is you who has to decide whether it is Ramakrishna's goal or not. I mean, whether you embrace all the goals of Ramakrishna or not. Do you want to sit in front of Ramakrishna and say that your hands are so long that they reach, even when you are sitting straight, they reach they reach the ground, etc. There are all very unique features that Sri Ramakrishna had. So are we going to sit and praise the Lord? I'm not saying don't sit and praise. See, hear properly, listen. Okay, it's not just hearing, listen to what is being said. I'm saying, is that enough? No. Would Sri Ramakrishna prefer us to praise Sri Ramakrishna every day, or focus on what is his mission and fulfill that mission, and therefore Ramakrishna would be pleased on us? He would be far more easily pleased with us if we do what he wants us to do than if we do what we want to do, which is praising Sri Ramakrishna and in turn hoping that he would give us liberation and gnana and all of those things, etc. They are ours. If Sri Ramakrishna's property, if gnana, bhakti, vivek, vairagya, akhanda gnana, vivek, vairagya, bhakti are Sri Ramakrishna's properties, they are our property by birth, by our birthright, right? So unless you are able to have that kind of trust, like at least like Girish Chandra Ghosh had that kind of trust, can't we have that kind of trust? Being so-called monks, no. If we don't have, then only we think like, no, this is not my work, this is not my work. My work is only to love Sri Ramakrishna, see Sri Ramakrishna. What will you do once Sri Ramakrishna, okay, he is in front of us, what will you do? Will you pinch him? I am not asking this. Ashokananda asks this. Will you pinch God if you see God? No, you will serve him. Now you will serve. Now also you serve. Now, how will you serve? One person, Sri Ramakrishna, will be a one body frame. So how much service is needed for him? No, he will himself send you to serve everybody and look at Sri Ramakrishna in everybody. So that is what I am talking about. Everybody means everybody, really everybody, not just a few people around us. It is not a photo op. It is not just checking the box that have you done this? Have you distributed khichdi while flood relief is happening? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Have you distributed blankets? Yes, I did. All of that is with society's money. You have to do what you have earned. You have earned monistic viewpoint, monistic Advaita Vasana and Advaita Gnana. You have it, right? So that if you are able to give, that is when you are actually contributing. You are just becoming a broker or a mediator while taking money from society and giving back an honest service. That is definitely service, but that is not enough. So what I'm trying to say is, all these things in the black ink are important, they're happening, I'm very happy, but I'm saying if you don't do that, that is mentioned in the red ink, what happens is you are not following Vivekananda or Ramakrishna per se, you are following the tradition that has already been existing. You just added a little service activity and publications, etc., and you call ourselves Ramakrishna's disciples. No. We will be Ramakrishna's disciples only when we see Ramakrishna in every person. And in the puja, when we do Dasopachara puja, Shodashopachara puja, how much reverence we have and how much undivided attention we give to Sri Ramakrishna, if we are able to put the same amount of attention and love when we look at a person that is there in front of us, the member of the public, then we let that person tell us what he wants or she wants. And then we should be able to be useful in solving their problems, and they should be happy with us. Then they bless us. That is Ramakrishna's blessing. That is what Vivekananda told. His voice, I mean, without mics, he used to shout. I am using mics, so many people now are using mics. Just imagine 7,000 people, 5,000 people used to come to his lectures. He had to shout on top of his voice. He used to give 3 lectures. It is so taxing. And then he used to move across in trains. Sometimes without the money to have tickets also, or sometimes, lots and lots of difficulties. If you do, he has undergone so many difficulties for us. He used to be in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. He could go just like that, or any Savikalpa Samadhi just like that, by his own will. But he said, no, what is the use of that? That is, he has to be a banyan tree, where he provides a shade for everybody in the humanity, right? That is what Sri Ramakrishna said. So, if we don't have solutions for their materialistic, so-called materialistic problems also, the first point is, if you are materialistic, only then you will call something materialistic, or you will see that that is a materialistic problem. If you are a spiritual person, you will see only spirituality, only spirit everywhere. That is the definition. By definition, you are spiritual only when you see spirit everywhere. If you say that person is a worldly person or a materialistic person, you have this kind of spiritual ego that is compared to filth. That is the worst kind of filth. Vivekananda said the ego of the spiritual ego is the worst kind of filth. Fame is also worst kind of filth. So you are distinguishing yourself from those people. You are only showing your superiority. How can a pujari, a priest, a worshipper be superior to the worshipped? Where are the models of living for everyone? We have models of living for monks. Okay. Is it possible for all people to join monasteries? Is it possible for every person to become a monk? No. What is possible, even if it is very, very difficult, what is possible? If we put our efforts, it is possible. It is very far-fetched, but it is still possible that every home, every family becomes an ashrama. That is possible. But every person becoming a monk, every person becoming a nun, or living in a monastery, that is never possible. So we need to be realistic in our goals. So we need models for families also. We say the rules and regulations of this organization were not framed. I was told by the teacher that the rules and regulations were not framed to only suit the members of this mission, but it is for all the world, etc. Where meritocracy, yes, good. But where is it happening? It is happening now only inside this. Inside the organization also, it is not happening, right? Where is free speech inside the organization? Can 2, 3, 4, 5 monks sit together and discuss about scriptures while they express their differences and their interpretations fearlessly and rationally, and go out of the discussion without any anger or such personal attacks, without people remembering and not indulging in politics later on because of such interaction? No. No, there is no discussion, there is no questions, there is no debate, there is no discussion, nothing is encouraged there. Nothing is not just encouraged, actively discouraged. And you show your intellectual or spiritual understanding of scriptures or whatever is relevant of spirituality only in front of public on the stage, directly. Nobody is there to even evaluate before you go to public. What you are going to say, why you are going to say, how is it connected to us, is that right or not? No. Even after you deliver something outside, Whether it is popular or not, whether it is non-controversial or not, that alone is verified, but nothing else, right? That is not going to be the case. I didn't want to go long in this video, but so let me finish these things. So universal family, how do we become Akhanda Samaj? There is so much division in this world today, disharmony in this world. So what is harmony of religions? Religion means an opinion. Every opinion is a religion. You all know if you studied Vivekananda. Therefore, what happens is, how can we be harmonious while having all these different opinions? Do we have a and still become a family, still be like a family? No. Even if, within the organization, if one person has a different opinion and tries to very politely bring it up and talk, you don't have time, energy, you don't have age. You have age against you, 85 years old, 90 years old. How can they? I mean, it is natural that we cannot even expect them to engage in any discussion with a 31-year-old monk, 32-year-old monk. Monk, I'm not talking brahmacharis. 10 years are done. After that also, they simply don't have time. Okay, they don't have time. If you give it in writing, they will read when they have time, right? No, they cannot. They have thousands of pages they have to read every day. Okay, can they delegate this work to other middle-aged monks who are 50s, in 40s and 60s? No, they don't delegate. They don't delegate anything. They don't want to delegate power at all. It's very difficult for them to delegate power. Delegate authority at least. Delegate your work, okay, and take their opinion. Form a committee. No creativity at all. Unless there is any tradition from 100 years, you don't do anything new. So we cannot contribute to the whole world becoming a universal family. But Ramakrishna wants us to do that. That is his mission. So do we embrace, if we embrace Ramakrishna, we should be embracing Ramakrishna's mission too, right? And would Ramakrishna be happier if we embraced his mission, or would he be happier if we just cling to him like miserable, scared children who are always begging for mukti and liberation and such other petty things? Yes, mukti is a petty thing. If you really understood Ramakrishna, if you have devotion to Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, etc., mukti is really petty. It is a prapta vastu. Sarvatra, sarvatha prapta vastu. Mukti. We are muktas. There is no bandhan at all, except if you insist. Where are sustainable solutions? Sustainable solution. What is sustainable economics? You are approving people earning through slavery and through exploitation. Every businessman, tell me, by definition, business means give less, take more. That is the definition of his business. They are then working for profit. Profit means the difference between any amount. There is maximizing profits is the, and you are approving it. When people do it outside and come to you, and you are approving it, you are approving exploitation. Every person who is going to job, L&T chairman, I don't want to get into details. He's saying Sundays also you should work. What will you do? Will you go and how long will you stare at your wife? This is the kind of people who want everybody to work even on Sundays. So are the employees not feeling like slaves? Are the employees not continuing to work when they are feeling like slaves, which means that is slavery? So every job is a slaving job. You are approving it. When you are approving this, how can they develop spiritually when they don't have leisure, when they don't have the discrimination enough to, or they cannot stand on their own feet? How do you think they will understand scriptures or what Ramakrishna told about the heights of samadhis, etc.? No. So what is your solution? Do we have a solution? No. We ourselves are living on donations, fine, because we don't know any better. But what is the system? We have to think about that kind of economics also. So distribution of knowledge, not just, last thing is distribution of knowledge, not just information. See, while publishing books, we are publishing lots of information. But unless you process all that information and seamlessly you are able to deliver that kind of the knowledge that is born out of the processing of such information and relate it to the today's context, and be able to be so courageous that you can take decisions based on today's society, based on today's thinking and futuristic thinking also, grounded in that literature, you are able to show the relevance and the connection between the spiritual world and today's material problems. If you are not being able to be such bridges, then we will not have what is knowledge is, that is knowledge. Information is not knowledge. More information does not mean more knowledge. This means knowledge. I just explained that. That is knowledge. Where are people who are able to do that? And when people are able to do that, what are you doing to them? You are shooing them away. You're not even paying attention. If you are not even paying attention, no problem. You cannot pay because you are so old and you are so fixed in your thinking. Then delegate that work to somebody else, like who are doing wonderful work today, very famous people. You give them, or other people who are scholarly and who have such temperament, give it to them. No, you want to hold on to that kind of power. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is, I'm okay with all these things. I'm just saying that we need to add these things. We need to be able to do these things. But you may hear when I'm saying this, what you may think is, I'm still disapproving of these things. I'm attacking these practices. No, but it sounds like that. I'll tell you why it sounds like that. Because we all have limited time, money, energy, and attention. Okay, all these things are limited. If we take into consideration this also, and then try to approach the life and the mission, what happens is, we will have to, we are right now, we are dedicating 100% of our time, money, energy on these things, right? So where is the time, money, energy, attention left to focus on these things, even though they are more important? Where is it? There is none. Therefore, first, if we are able to understand these things, we will have to take some portion of this time, energy, money that we are devoting in these practices, and we have to do these things by taking away from such things. Somewhere we have to cut down. That is why I am showing sometimes the areas where we can cut down on. Okay. So you think that I am attacking these practices. No, I am not at all. I am just saying I agree for these things that are in black ink. You also agree. So we are actually in agreement. But I am saying this also is there. This is the mission for which we are doing this. We have to do these things. We gain power through while doing these things. Gain knowledge and power, akhanda bhakti, jnana, viveka, vairagya, you get with these things and then manifest in these things. Unless manifestation of this power happens, we don't know whether we are doing this right or not. Okay. So when I consider this also, and you are not considering these things, that is where the difference is coming. Okay. These are what we have earned. This red thing, we have to earn the ability to relate to today's problems and today's humanity and all the world with all its differences, etc. The ability to connect these things with ancient values, like Ranganathananji's books are called Eternal Values for a Changing Society. So if we are not able to be the bridge a very formidable, a very dependable, a very rational bridge between these ancient values, eternal values, and today's society, we are not doing our work. This is what we need to do. Being clerks, doctors, wardens, storekeepers. For training, it is okay. Bhai, just to be very clear, if you are in training, be inside. Don't come out. If your training is over, then you come out and do it. There should be these two clear categories. If you are in training, it is okay to be afraid of the public, no problem. But if you are saying, I am doing public work, okay, you are that kind of a monk, then if you go back into the fear thinking, like into I'm not courageous enough to talk to women, or I'm not able to involve myself in these things, whatever I may say, that may become a controversy, it may become a sensation, etc. We are not for sensation. No, you are not for sensation, but people can make it a sensational topic, right? So that is not in your hands. Your intention is never sensation, right? So you are so afraid, we are so defensive. The administration is totally occupied in firefighting. There are 100 or 200 centers wherein some new problem may come up every day. We have to extinguish that fire, and we are occupied in that. So we have lost freshness in approach. We have lost the ability to trust monks who have come from this society. They have seen money, they have seen fame, they have seen approvals, and they didn't care for all of those things. They came and joined because of this mission. How they are reading Vivekananda. They read Vivekananda and come to live here. But they have to live with you and I. So that is a problem, right? We should be able to have that kind of fire. Where is fire? Fire कहाँ है? हर जगह वेटनेस ही वेटनेस है. कहाँ है फायर? हाँ, आपका स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिस में हो तो ओके है, फाइन, अच्छा, यू विल गेट गॉड रिलेशन, यू विल गेट मुक्ति, ओके. आप उसके बाद क्या करोगे? आप परमानेंट हो ना, आप सस्टेनेबल हो ना, आपका नाश ही नहीं है ना, आप उसके बाद क्या करोगे? अब विवेकानंद है, विवेकानंद सप्तर्षि मंडल से आए, ठीक है. सो फ्रॉम सप्तर्षि मंडल, व्हेन ही केम, व्हाई ही केम? He was a mukta already. If he wanted to see God, God has come into as a baby on his lap. God is sitting in his lap. Even then, God wants you to work, appa. That is why Vivekananda had to come down. So don't you realize that even after you are liberated, even after your God realization, you are bound to serve this humanity out of love. It's not binding, actually. It is love. So we need to understand, if you really love, if you are a parent to this whole humanity, you will do this of your own accord, without any problem, without any conflict in your mind. So after reading Vivekananda, Vedanta and Upanishads, everything, all of these things, and your own guru, if you are full of fire, but what you are fire, what will you do? You will do all these things that is required in the written in the reading very naturally, easily,